in Osama City. You're watching One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. Serving you with information, news, sports, and public affairs. One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. Serving you with love. Ang telebisyong pangmasa. One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. One TV special report.
We have 10 members who are including the Honorable Presiding Officer.
There being 10 members present of all the joint committees, the chair declares a quorum. Thank you for coming here today to this very important undertaking. We will conduct public hearing, joint committee hearing of the ordinance being sponsored by Honorable John Sakin, an ordinance implementing planting policy to mitigate climate change, promote reforestation, restore ecological balance, and ensure a sustainable environment for present and future generations. But before that, I'd like as Secretary to please acknowledge our valued guests and visitors, our guest speakers for this afternoon's public hearing. Kindly acknowledge.
Yes, Your Honor, as signed Ma'am Kay Condi to mention all the attendees.
Honorable Marlon Suazo, Honorable Remiko Cabo,
Kindly acknowledge if your name is called. Thank you.
Honorable Peter Domon, Honorable Nena Blasco, Rose May Sumondong, Honorable Benjamin Pacaldo, Honorable Jojo Bano, Honorable Julieta Lorete, Ma'am Malinis, Engineer Froilan Bondaco, Honorable Roberto Manisan Jr., Honorable Elvira Maligon, Danica Pagarita, Christina Magdangal, Honorable Roger Abes, Honorable Ricky Fuentes, Ma'am Grace Villanueva, Sir Vicente Ropinta, Ma'am Melanie Cipres, Honorable Nelson Canumay, Honorable Reynaldo Medina, Honorable Janelle Concardas, Honorable John Blaya, Sir Raymark Tabo-Tabo, Sir Gerson Maghanoy, Ma'am Betsy Sabala, Ma'am Lilibeth Abis, Ma'am Mayet Magalion, Ma'am Cheryl Lynn Anoos, Ma'am Angel Galieto, Sir Louis Romero, Sir George Hortilano, Sir Lemuel Densing, Sir Jomel Banggil, Honorable Camilo Ropinta, Sir Ma'am Rovilyn Tigtig, Sir Lucas Obod, Ma'am Esmaela Rubis, Honorable Roberto Linsag, Honorable Ricky Aldoheza, Honorable Wilson Kapagalan, Honorable Nina Fe Romero, Honorable Alejandro Purgatorio, Honorable Rosalie Kalahat, Ma'am Nancy Angelio, Ma'am Hilary Sinas, Ma'am Felilo Bangkong, Ma'am Jomel Aulitero, Honorable Arnold Jacinto, Honorable Joel Baco, Honorable Antonio Requina, Honorable Cirelio Eliaconi, Honorable Godofredo Eli, Sir Roger Asong, Sir Gran, Ma'am Gran Elizabeth Gran, Honorable Romeo Pausan.
Those are the attendees of this public hearing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. We have also in our midst our mentor, our guiding officer, Honorable Agent Bidra, our BIG officer. Thank you, sir, for coming. Perhaps others are coming in a while. So, at this juncture, the President would like to thank everybody for coming over and to share with us your very valuable inputs to guide these committee members in our framing of this ordinance, which might impact on the community, in respective barangays, and in the city as a whole. So, the flow of our discussion today will be as follows. First, the author of this ordinance, Honorable Junjun Chakin, will introduce and will explain briefly the salient points of the ordinance sponsored. After that, perhaps we will ask the initial comments of our legal officer. We have here Attorney Marcelita on the legal implications, possible legal implications of the ordinance, proposed ordinance, and we might also ask the schools division, because this involves also the DepEd. And we have to also ask the Senro. I think we have here Ma'am Gran, who is always very cooperative in endeavors of the youth. Thank you, Ma'am, for always coming over to guide us in our endeavors for the city council. We have to also ask the initial comments of the DepEd, the schools, no? Different schools nga maimog aning ordinansa, and then the comments of the barangays. We have here barangay captains, which are always our partners of the LGU in enforcing our ordinances. Thank you, our beloved barangay captains, for coming over always and sharing with us your inputs in every ordinance which we intend to craft in the City Council. And also other initiatives here, which I failed to identify. No? And thank you for coming today. So we'll start. We'll allow our sponsor, Honorable Sakin, to introduce this ordinance. Honorable Sakin, you have the floor now. Please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you to everyone for coming in this very important public hearing. Please allow me to introduce the proposed ordinance. The title of this ordinance, an ordinance implementing tree planting policy to mitigate climate change, promote reforestation, restore ecological balance, and ensure a sustainable environment for present and future generations. Please proceed to section 4. Section 4, mandatory tree planting requirements. Section 4A, graduating students. All graduating students from elementary, secondary, and tertiary schools within the city, whether public or private, shall be required to plant at least 10 trees as prerequisite for graduation unless physically incapacitated. Section 4B, including the local government officials and employees. In Section 4.0, applicants for business permits are encouraged to plant trees. The said applicants are encouraged to plant trees following the method provided herein. Section 5, implementation. Section 5.1 tree planting areas and species selection. The Tree Planting Executive Committee shall conduct site assessments to identify a specific tree to plant and designate planting areas within the city. The species of tree are identified based on ecological sustainability, conservation, priorities, and community benefits including mangroves and native coastal species for shoreline protection and habitat restoration, riverbank species such as banyan for soil stabilization and flood mitigation, fruit-bearing and agroforestry species in rural barangays to enhance food security and local livelihoods, indigenous hardwoods in protected forests and ancestral domains to restore biodiversity and ecology, ornamental and shade trees in urban public spaces including schools, parks, plazas, roads, and institutional grounds. Section 5.2, prioritization of native and climate resilient species. The TP-EXICOM shall prioritize planting of native, endemic, and climate adaptive species to maximize survival rates, enhance resilience to climate change, and maintain local biodiversity. Section 5.3, agreements and permission to private lands. For tree planting of private properties, the city mayor shall enter into a memorandum of agreement with landowners setting forth rights and obligation to both parties with respect to planting, nurturing, caring of planted trees, and access. For monitoring, private sector participation is encouraged to private partnership agreement. Section 5.4, maintenance and care. The City Environment and Natural Resources Office, in partnership with Community Environment and Natural Resources of DENR, shall provide technical support for the growing and caring of the tree. And City Agriculture, Barangay LGU, wherein planting site is situated. And private sector, CSOs, GOs, religious organization, if any, shall take care and or nurture the tree. For trees planted inside school premises, the schools are encouraged to task their personnel to take care and nurture the trees. Public-private partnerships, any religious organizations, environment advocates groups, and community volunteer groups may participate in growing of trees through MUA. Section 5.5, reporting of and monitoring compliance. Public schools, the schools division superintendent shall ensure compliance with the schools under his/her jurisdiction and make report during the meeting of the local school board. Private schools, owners, or administrators shall submit proof of compliance as part of business permit requirements. City Inro and Barangay LGU concerned shall conduct monitoring of trees at the planting sites and submit report as to the condition of the planted or growing trees. The TP-EXICOM shall collect monitoring data and produce regular progress reports for the Sangguniang Panlunsod. Section 5.6, issuance of Certificate of Compliance. Section 5.6.0, the city in Ro shall issue certificate of compliance to compliant school. Section 5.6.1, both public and private school are required to submit list of graduating students at the office of the city in Ro for reference of compliance. Section 5.6.1, for this purpose, city in Ro and barangay concerned supervise and direct the planting activity of the school. Section 5.7, composition and role of the Tree Planting Executive Committee. The TP-EXICOM shall serve as the central coordinating body responsible for policy oversight, technical guidance, and program evaluation. Its members shall include Chairman, City Mayor, Vice Chairperson, Schools Division Superintendent, members, City Administrator, Chairperson of Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, City Enro, City Agriculturist, City Tourism Officer, City Disaster Risk Reduction Office, Management Office, Liga ng mga Barangay President, Ski Federation President, Community Environment and Natural Resources Officer, Department of Education Representative, Department of Interior and Local Government Representative, Private College, Universities Representatives, Philippine National Police. Functions of Tree Planting Executive Committee. Number 1, formulate and promulgate the implementing rules and regulations for this ordinance. Number 2, identify, designate, and classify planting areas and appropriate tree species. Number 3, ensure availability of seedlings and planting materials. Number 4, recommend annual budget appropriations to the Sangguniang Panlunsod. Number 5, monitor, evaluate, and recommend improvements to the implementation of this ordinance. Number 6, develop and implement training and education programs for stakeholders. Number 7, facilitate partnerships between government, private sector, NGOs, and community civil organizations. Section 5.7, meetings and decision making. Tree Planting EXICOM shall convene at least quarterly or as necessary to review the progress, resolve challenges, and update implementation plans. Decisions shall be made by the majority vote with records documented and disseminated. Number 5.8, transparency and public reporting. An annual comprehensive tree planting report summarizing progress, ecological impact, challenges, and recommendations shall be submitted to the Sangguniang Panlusod and published to official city communication channels. Public engagement and feedback mechanism shall be established to encourage community participation and transparency. Section 6, climate resilience and adaptive strategies. Section 6.1, the Tree Planting Executive Committee shall prioritize the use of indigenous, native, and climate resilience tree species in all planting activities to ensure ecological sustainability and improve resistance to climate-related stresses such as drought, flooding, pest infestations, and extreme weather events. Section 6.2, the Tree Planting EXICOM shall establish and maintain a scientifically based monitoring system integrating geographic information systems, photo documentation, and periodic field survey to assess tree survival, growth, and ecological impacts. Section 6.3, adaptive management practices shall be applied based on monitoring results, scientific research, and climate projections with timely adjustment in species selection, planting location, and maintenance protocols. Section 6.4, the city in Roselle shall implement community education programs highlighting the importance of climate resilience in tree planting, tree care, best practices, and ecological benefits of native species. Section 7, capacity building and education programs. Section 7.1, the city shall develop and implement training programs for students and local officials, barangay personnel, and private landowners on proper tree planting techniques, maintenance, and the environmental importance of reforestation. Section 7.2, public-private schools and barangays shall integrate tree planting and environmental stewardship into the regular educational activities and community programs. Section 7.3, TPEGSICOM in partnership with academic institutions and NGOs shall organize workshops, seminars, and awareness campaigns to promote community participation and knowledge sharing. Section 8, enforcement and sanctions. Section 8.0, City Inro and Barangay LGU are primarily responsible to enforce this ordinance. Section 8.1, public school, the LGU and DepEd shall enter a memorandum of agreement for the implementation of the ordinance. Section 8.2, by virtue of this ordinance, the SDS and private school are clothed with authority to enforce this ordinance within this administrative jurisdiction and to enforce sanction in accordance with respective properly adopted rules against any school official who deliberately or negligently fail to enforce this ordinance. Section 8.3, administrative relief. In case of failure, DepEd officials and students concerned, as well as school officials and students of private schools, may relieve from administrative liabilities by availing change of compliance at any reasonable time after the graduation rites, but not beyond the semester of the current year. Section 8.4, administrative sanctions are imposed herein. Section 8.4.0, the SDS shall impose disciplinary action against non-compliant school principal and or teacher. Section 8.4.1, the BPLS shall receive the application for renewal of business permit upon submission of certificate of compliance with all other required documents. Section 8.4.2, non-compliant student is required to present certificate of compliance from City Inro to the school concerned prior granting release of school credentials. Section 9, for justifiable cause such as but not limited to planting site is not preferred, lack of seedlings, or for public welfare and safety, the city mayor can suspend the implementation of the ordinance. Section 10, tree nursery. The city shall establish and maintain a tree nursery to be managed under the supervision of the City Inro and City Agriculture Office to sustain seedling production. Section 11, donations. The city mayor may accept donations, whether cash or in kind, For any implementation of this ordinance, all financial contributions shall constitute a special fund exclusively for tree planting and maintenance activities. Section 12, periodic review and reporting. TPEGCOM shall prepare and submit an annual comprehensive report to the Sangguniang Panlusod detailing the status, achievements, challenges, and recommendations related to implementation of this ordinance. Section 13, the report shall make publicly available through official city channels and used as basis for continuous policy improvement. Section 14, repealing clause. Section 15, separatively clause. That's all, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Sakin, for introducing and explaining the salient points of your proposed ordinance. Before I call on our City Legal Officer, Attorney Francis, before that, I would like to say that the Chair can say that this ordinance is very extensive. It covers a wide scope. It involves the DepEd, and not only public schools, but private schools and students. Involves the active participation of the city in Rome, Ma'am Gran, and it also involves the police and the barangay officials. So the IJ will ask later on, Sir Ijel, will also ask your remarks later on. So we now ask our city legal officer to provide initial comments as to the legal implications, especially the possible legal implications of this ordinance, to guide the committee members. Attorney Vice Secretary, you have the floor now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone, to this august body. On behalf of the City Legal Office and my department head, Attorney Cassandra Libitario, we laud the Honorable City Councilor for this measure, as indeed this measure aims to combat the effects of climate change and to show to our neighboring cities and municipalities that Osamis City not only focuses on development but on conservation of nature as well. This humble representation would just like to make a few comments on the proposed ordinance, Mr. Chair. First, there is an existing law, Republic Act 10176. It is also aptly called the observance of Arbor Day in the Philippines. And under that law, actually, tanan ko nung tao aged 12 years and above is required to plant at least 1 tree every year. Requirement din na siya. The wording of the law is all individuals aged 12 and above shall be required to plant 1 tree every year. So, in line with that, Mr. Chair, this humble representation would like to propose that instead of planting 10 trees as prerequisite for graduation, can we adjust the same to reflect 1 tree per year so that the measure would be, number 1, more sustainable, and number 2, masayon din siya i-monitor, Mr. Chair. So 1 tree per year. Total, na naman tayo national law nga nag-demand nag-require kita na magtanong kada tuig, ato na lang siyang isulod under this ordinance. So that's Republic Act 10176, I repeat, and it already has an implementing rules and regulations from the Department of the Interior and Local Government. That's for Section 4, Mr. Chair. For Section 4.0, all applicants for business permits are encouraged to plant trees. I would also recommend, Mr. Chair, that they be under the same umbrella as katubitang required yapon sila mo tanong og 1 tree per year. However, this humble representation would like to comment that it should dili unta siya yung requirement for renewal sa business permit, since ato ang business permit is governed primarily on ARTA and the ease of doing business, and giingon mo gid nila nga di ko ta pwede mag-add og any other substantial requirements other than that provided already by law. So kana lang Mr. Chair, required gyapon magtanom sila, but their failure to not plant should not be taken against them in the application and or renewal of their business permits.
Thank you, Father Francis. I can see Ma'am Arlene Villa here. Na ba itong Ma'am Legal Officer sa DepEd?
Check. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I am tasked to represent Department of Education as our legal officer is now with a meeting regarding land titling.
Okay, Ma'am, the Chair would like to ask also DepEd as to the legal position on the matter to guide also the committee members. So, Ma'am Arlene, I give you the floor now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We received your communication last February 16, and the Department of Education now has a position paper on the proposed tree planting ordinance. If I may be allowed, Mr. Chair,
Yes,
can I
ma'am.
read
Please proceed.
our position paper? DepEd Division of Ozamis City affirms its full support for environmental protection, tree growing, and youth engagement in greening efforts. DepEd national issuances from the revitalized tree planting and greening program since 1996 to recent large-scale tree planting initiatives consistently promote tree planting, environmental education, and school-based greening activities. Based on these principles, the Schools Division of Ozamis City launched in 2023 a division initiative dubbed as Project Earth Care, or Concern, Action, and Responsibility for the Environment. This project aims to involve SDO of the possible risks or hazards which may take place in the respective areas of our 58 schools, and to make us aware on how we can help mitigate flooding, landslide, among other natural calamities. Now in its third year of implementation, the project has the following accomplishments. On first year, we have planted 1,513 seedlings. Were planted in 58 schools, which included mahogany, mango, and banyan, among others. And this is in partnership with our city Enro. On the second year, we have planted 50 seedlings in Gingona IS by SDO personnel. And on third year, we have planted 75 seedlings at Antero D. Hinagdanan Elementary School. Thus, DepEd Ozamis recommends that the city adopt measures that promote tree planting as a collaborative program with LGU, City Enro support rather than a punitive graduation conditional ordinance that could create unintended iniquities and administrative burdens. As background, DepEd has long been promoting tree planting and environmental education. DepEd's later orders integrate tree planting into broader sustainable programs such as the National Greening Program and the Gulayan sa Paaralan integration. And most recently, DepEd issued national guidance for synchronized monitored tree planting activities. This was done in December of 2023, wherein DepEd planted 236,000 trees campaign, indicating that DepEd's emphasis on supervision, safety, monitoring, and sustainability. Now, on the position of DepEd Ozamis. DepEd Ozamis supports the objectives of the proposed ordinance, environmental stewardship, climate action, and civic engagement.